welcome to the show.
Good to see you.
Yeah, how about a drink?
Love it.
Let's
Thank you.
Okay, Lori, welcome to the show.
Hello.
First question, what are we drinking?
Sauvignon Blanc.
Yes,
please.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Absolutely. I'm so happy you are here.
Thank you. This is a fun opportunity. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cheers, friend.
Cheers,
Welcome.
my friend. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thanks. Appreciate it.
All right, we always start with this question. Townie or transplant?
Townie.
Townie.
I moved here when I was 5.
Okay.
I'm a District 11 kid.
Yep.
And my
What
mom
schools did you
taught
go to?
in D11. Andrew Jackson West Jr. and Coronado.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And my girls went to Palmer.
Okay.
And I have tons of friends that are teachers and principals and all that at D11. So
Yeah.
hardworking district. for
Yes,
Sure.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Most important question. Kind of like the discovery, or the evolution of us. When did art find you, and then when did you start to pursue it?
Art found me as a decorative painter. I started 34 years ago, went to New York City, San Francisco, Canada, France, and did a lot of training around the old world techniques of marbling, wood graining, plasters, all of that. And had a business, still have a business, still doing that. And there was a job that we did together, my husband and I, and then art found me and really healed me after we were divorced. So
Sure.
I had a lot of time without my children. I didn't really know what to do and how to fill it, and it was really just a healing time for me.
Yeah.
I would just go in the studio and play and
Yeah.
just express and get my feelings out on canvases with no intention to sell.
Yeah,
Just to
just for you.
create. And then I started thinking, well, maybe I should make something that can sell, so I'm making money.
Yeah.
The commerce aspect
Yeah.
kind of snuck in at one point. And I think for a while, the commerce was the focus, and I didn't really want that to be the case anymore.
Yep.
And so I have shifted yet again, where I'm really creating as a self-expression. Great if it sells, but more importantly is that if it touches somebody, if it
Yeah.
evokes a feeling, a thought, an emotion, then that's, to me, success.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you were doing walls,
Uh-huh.
and I mean, that sounds like it could be an episode in itself, all
Yeah.
the places that has taken you,
Yeah.
and all the different techniques that you've learned. Had you, you said it was very, like it found you as very like healing. Had you done any kind of like artwork prior to that, or was it mainly just commercial?
Not really fine artwork.
Yeah.
I had I think probably the voices in my head were, you're a decorative painter, but you're not an artist, and the things that we
Yep.
tell ourselves,
Yep.
or maybe we've heard someone tell that to us, and then it really sticks.
Yeah.
So no, I never. It was funny when I first started. It was like, if I can just create one thing that I feel good to hang on my wall, great.
Yeah.
And then it, little baby steps, and then I joined the Pikes Peak Studio Tour, did that for 13 years, and got connected with some really amazing artists, and it's just grown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, sorry, take me back in. What year was this that you started?
Let's see, Pikes Peak Studio Tour, I'm thinking 2003
Okay.
to 13, I think. I can't remember. It was a group of artists that put together a fall show.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah.
But it was also a lot of work and artist-driven.
Yeah,
And
oh,
then
yeah.
when we finally gave it over to, other people, it kind of fell apart.
Yeah.
And actually, we lost the best part, which was coming together and creating the community that,
Yeah.
We lost that
Yeah.
when someone else just took over. So, yeah.
Yeah. So 20 some odd years that you've not only been doing the commercial side, but you've been pursuing your own signature.
Which is really
Yeah.
crazy.
That's awesome. It's incredible.
A long time, I know, crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we are all, I could speak for sure for myself, but I could speak for a lot of people. You are an amazing human being, incredible artist, and we're all so grateful for you. And in more ways than people know, because I mean, you are the type of person that we all say we want to be.
No.
But most people aren't really. They're like, oh, I want to be the person that will, give my shirt off my back to help somebody. I want to be someone that like will come in secret to help out. And you were that person that is always there, always helping, always willing to, pick up a hammer or a brush, or, but you do it in silence. And we love you and super grateful for you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Every artist has a style, a medium, something they're wanting to say. How would you describe your voice, like what you're trying to say, and walk us through your medium and then kind of your voice?
Let's see. I feel like I'm still finding my voice.
Yeah.
I feel like I've continued to evolve. And part of that is with, I started initially in more encaustic work, which was great. And when I first found the medium, I was like, I love this.
Yeah.
And I still do. But there's some limitations to it that I felt frustrated after a while. And so I started dabbling with kind of collage and acrylic, and now I've worked my way into oils, and I'm really loving that.
Yeah,
So,
awesome.
as far as my style, I think it depends on, oftentimes when I'm creating for a show, I'll come up with my title, my working title.
Sure.
And so then everything kind of flows from that. Like I did one show at Oric Gallery called You Are the Sky. Everything else is just the weather. And so it lent itself to skies and landscape, and I usually, I wasn't really doing a whole lot of that, but it opened up this new door that I stepped through. I'm like, yes, I can do that. And so then I kind of went down this more of a abstracted, landscapey kind of feeling, And again, I feel like I paint more for feeling, and kind of maybe moody stuff, but expressive in that way.
I'm here for that. I love it. Yes.
Yeah. So I don't really have like a statement or a particular style, although I think people can tell when it's my hand.
That's a great description. I mean, that's what I always ask. That's what I always say, that it's one thing for someone to like something you did, like a painting. It's quite another for someone to like your work. Two different things. Like we can all stumble upon a good one.
Right.
But for an artist to actually have a voice, and you have a voice, whether it's encaustic or oil or acrylic, it's a Lori, when you walk into a room. And I think that is a sign of someone that's actually doing it. That you walk in a room, and whatever style, whatever medium you're using, you walk in, it's you. I walk into a room and, oh, this is a Beccadea, this is Ortiz, this is I think that's really a sign that like you've created something.
Oh, thank you.
It's yours. Yeah. What's next for you?
Goodness. Well, I'm going to be part of a group show in January at Oric. It's one of their philanthropy nonprofit show that we're doing to support the Never Alone Foundation. And it's through a group called Red Threads, and we've had several shows in the past, and we're reviving it. So it'll be a group of mostly local women, and it'll be up in January for 3 weeks.
Awesome.
So, yeah,
that's
so we'll
exciting.
be doing that, and then work here.
Yeah.
Work in here, and work for Oric, and not a whole.
And then still doing walls.
Yeah, and still doing the decorative painting.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where does that take you most in town?
I've been really super lucky. I get to work at the Broadmoor, and that's probably my biggest client.
Yep.
I also work for some other, homeowners and designers, but the Broadmoor is like my main, my big client.
Yeah, that's great.
And I've had opportunities to do some amazing projects. Last year we renovated the Penrose dining room, and I was there for months and months, silver leafing ceilings and wood graining, and And I've done lots of things, some things you can see, and other things you walk into the room and you would never know I was there. And that's the part and the point of it all.
Right, yeah.
You know, if there's a hail damage and the ceiling falls in and they lose the decorative elements on the ceiling, I'll go in and recreate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and then recently, last couple of years, doing some collab work with Robert Lococo.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah, Robert and I right now are working on a hobbit tree,
Yeah.
which is going to surround a door that will walk into a sensory room
Yeah.
for a autistic child,
Uh-huh.
nonverbal, and so that's been really fun. And Robert and I did some restoration to an old statue. I forgot what it's called. At the Broadmoor Community Church, and that's been really fun to collaborate with him. Yeah.
That's so exciting.
Yeah.
I love when artists can overlap and work together.
Yeah,
it's
agreed. I
a lot
love
of fun.
that.
What and or who inspires you as an artist?
I'd have to say my fellow artist community inspires me. And there's so many really amazing artists, and I love how supportive everyone is of each other. You know, we're a smaller town, but we've got a really strong group of
have a strong group,
artists,
yeah.
and I feel really grateful. You know, having been to different galleries and then meeting more people, it's like I have this great collection of fantastic artists and friends that impress me and inspire me, and then probably nature. You know, morning walks with my dog. It's like, you know, light and the way it moves, and the beautiful surroundings, the things that we get to see every day, the mountains, and
We're not in any kind of shortage for inspiration here in Colorado Springs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That inspires me. Yeah, I think people, life, inspire me.
Yeah. Let me ask you, this is not a question, but we're in this time right now where there's a lot of artists are emerging. Crazy talented, but emerging. I mean, they just came through the front door, right? And we see a lot of that, especially in the last 5 years. So many new artists. What have you seen, since you are a townie and you've been in this world pursuing it personally for longer than these newbies, what changes have you seen just in our art community here in the Springs?
Yeah. Well, it's definitely grown. More galleries. First Friday is popping now.
Yeah.
It used to be, not many places to go.
Yeah.
Now it's like you have to kind of pick what side of town you want to.
Yeah, pick one or two and just do that. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's everywhere. So I've seen that change. I think there's more opportunity to get your work out there.
Yeah.
When I started almost 30 years ago, I wouldn't have been able to approach a gallery, and I feel like there's more approachable galleries now too. Not just these really high-end established galleries, but there's room for everybody. It feels like.
Yeah, room for everyone. Well, and there's still room for, like, I'm just getting my feet wet and exploring, haven't really figured out my style or whatever. There's that.
Right.
There's also room for people, Auric and Surface, that have created not just space for you to try it out, and that's not what they do.
Right.
But they've created space for voices that hadn't existed before. In the past, you talk about these other galleries, higher end, but they were really specific about what they wanted.
Not as approachable.
Yeah, it was Western, it was Garden of the Gods, it was Pikes Peak, it was a wolf. It was very, very limiting in what our community accepted as art and was looking for.
Right, and I think like when Surface and Auric do the call to artists, the different shows, Anonymous for one, and there's a bunch. It really gives people a chance to submit maybe one thing, and then you never know where it's going to go from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I appreciate about those two galleries specifically is their willingness to listen, but also they're seeking out new voices while at the same time keeping the bar really high.
Yeah, for sure.
Because the last thing you want in a gallery is for it just to be cute.
Yeah,
or
right.
just to be nice. Like, you want it to be fine art, and
Right.
they've kept the bar really high.
Right.
And I really appreciate that about the two of those galleries specifically.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
How does art affect other parts of your life?
I feel lucky because I feel like art is just woven into my life because I get to do the decorative painting. And I know it doesn't feel like fine art, but it's creating a space for people, and it makes people happy, and that feels really good. And I get to work physically. I'm very, I like to be physical
Doing things,
and
yeah.
doing things. I
Yeah.
don't think I could sit anywhere for too long,
Yeah.
in front of a computer. So I feel like my life is really well integrated with art, and then with friends that are artists, and and then just keep trying to find the time to carve out to keep creating on my own as well.
It's fun for individuals. We always talk about, and it's not a joke, it's just the truth. For many artists, you have to have the real job to pay for the dream job, and you're just kind of doing this so you can burn the midnight oil doing what you really love to do. But it is really exciting when you talk to someone and you ask this question, and it truly is the air they breathe. They do it all day long. They're creating all day long, and that's what you do. Has there been a shift now that because you did the commercial stuff for so long, and you continue to do that, and then you started to dip your toes into fine art, and what does that mean for you, and figuring that out, and you were kind of like, I don't know, we had that same, like, we all have the imposter kind of thing. But has there been a shift where, like, of not viewing the commercial stuff as, well, it's not fine art, is it's just art now?
Yeah, I think so. I feel like the things that I do for the decorative painting, it informs my work on canvas.
Yeah.
I love to do texturing and lots of layers, and you'll see that in my work as well. So yeah, I feel like I really have come to terms and my own acceptance of what I do is enough. How I'm creating is enough, and yet I continue to be curious and want to push the boundaries and see what else I can do and grow. And I don't have the quote exactly, but Rick Rubin wrote a really great book, and his very first chapter talks about creativity and how, and I do this when I have especially classes with the children that I'm teaching. I'll ask the room, like, who here is an artist? Who here is creative? And you'll get like these timid hands, or maybe a few that are like, yeah. But usually, easily more than 3/4 of the class won't raise their hands. And I love what Rick Rubin says is that creativity is in all of us. It's a birthright. It's like we all create. We create our lives, and we don't need to define creativity by some narrow construct, like I'm a painter or something. You can be an amazing chef. I have friends who cook incredibly, and that is an art form. And so I think it's like, I think I've gotten past the narrow definition of what it means to be an artist, because we all are. We're artists of our lives. So I try to instill that in the children, just like you are creative. You are a creative being. You live, you breathe, you're creating your life. How awesome is that?
Yeah. I mean, I think you're not when you don't enjoy it.
Right.
Yeah, and it's something else you do or whatever, but if someone enjoys painting, you're an artist. It might not mean you're showing anywhere or going to sell anything, but if the doing the thing brings you joy, then you are an artist. Artists have to art. You just have to. You like basketball, and you go. I mean, for a long time, not anymore, but I go even as I'm getting older, I go play old man ball, and it looks different than when I was a kid,
Yeah.
but I still I'm a basketball player. Like I liked it. It's enjoyable. It brings me joy. Now it just brings me
Pain.
injury. But yeah, I do think that there's like it doesn't need to be mystified,
Right.
There needs to be to pull that curtain back to allow people just to do their thing. And now it is different if you want to show, you need to have the talent, you need to have the drive, you need to be dedicated,
Right. Do
and
the
you need to have
work.
the hustle. But even then, like if you are a full-time artist, you're pursuing it, you're gung-ho, you're doing everything quote unquote right, the last part of being a professional artist is still luck.
Yeah. Right.
just because you're doing everything right and it speaks to everybody, it still doesn't mean that you're going to sell anything.
Right.
But you
Right.
artists still have to art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's an interesting tension to
Yeah.
hold.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I do feel lucky that at least my, the way that I make money is really creative.
Yeah.
And it really does fill me and
Yeah.
challenge me. I don't know how many more years I can do that. When I was in my 40s, I was like, I'm not climbing scaffolding in my 50s. And, I'd set these little timelines. And it's like, I've learned to stop saying that because it's like, yeah, I am climbing scaffolding. And I'll
Yeah.
do what it takes to get the job done. And then, it keeps me moving.
Yeah.
That's good.
You'll appreciate that when we did this wall, it was just a bunch of buddies, and we did this wall one afternoon, and most of it was just all of us talking about our ailments, and it's like, hey, do you need the ladder? Like, yeah, because I can't lift my arm above my shoulder. What'd you do? I slept wrong, and someone else's back's hurting, and someone's like, well, that's nothing. I was giving my kids piggyback, and their knees like wobbling, and
Yeah.
but we're still doing it. We're
Yeah.
still doing
Oh,
it.
just you wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
That's
like
awesome.
the organ recital is what we call it. It's like everyone starts talking about the things that hurt and
Yeah.
their heart and their this, and it's like, oh God.
Yeah,
But
that's
it's
awesome.
okay.
What do you feel are the main roadblocks for being an artist?
At least for myself, it's just me, getting out of my own way.
Yeah.
Negative self-talk.
Felicia calls that the ick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's just I think everyone struggles with
Yeah.
that imposter syndrome,
Yep.
or oh, mine's not as good as whoever you're admiring.
Yeah.
I love Becca Day's work. I wish
Yep.
I could paint like Becca. But so I would say that, and then like we were talking about, a little bit of that luck piece. I got really lucky. I met Abby during the studio tour many moons ago, and
Yeah.
then she opened her gallery, and she and Gundy have always been so supportive. And then I felt like I could, dip my toes into other places, and then, meeting you guys, and Emily and you. And
Were you working with both of them at their previous locations? Yeah.
yeah,
So
I had-
G44
Yep.
and then Under the Bridge.
Right.
Yeah.
Did that, and then our group Red Threads, we had some shows at both locations, and then also at Soiree, which is no longer around. So kind of, really luck
Yeah.
for me too. Finding people who believe in me
Yeah.
more than I believe in myself sometimes, and have given me opportunities that I am looking back on and being, so incredibly grateful. And that continued support, because I have not arrived at all by any means. I'm still trying to figure it out, and I feel incredibly supported by the artist community in this
It's a
town.
good community.
It's a great
It's special to
community.
have other people that are kind of in the trenches that know. They just get it. They get the midnight oil. They get the challenges of just like getting out there, getting over yourself, get all that, but that can relate on all the woes and the ick and the self-talk, the bad self-talk, but also can celebrate with you when there is, whether it's, your solo show and it's opening night, or you sold a piece, or you got a commission, like whatever it is, to have community that you can. So I think it's just it's a different kind of celebration because we all get it. Like, this is a big deal. You did it, you worked for a year to put this show together, or you sold this piece, or whatever it is. It's nice to have that camaraderie.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
Because, for the most part, we all create in isolation. Maybe you work at Cottonwood, or, you get a cool gallery up here where you get to at least hang out with people at times. But for the most part, coming together for openings and that kind of stuff is important.
Yeah.
For us to stay connected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, since you have had this experience now, what has the experience been like working with, because you've done all of these other projects, but working with Robert on some projects, because like you just said, most of the time is in isolation. So what's it been like in collaboration?
Oh, it's been great because, Robert has all the strengths and things that I do not have. Like, he likes figuring things out and doing math and, putting things together. And I'm just like, just get it together and let me paint it.
Yeah.
I just could care less.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and we're actually going to come together and do some texturing, and that'll be fun.
Yeah.
When it's ready. It's just been great. I mean, I love watching how other people's minds work and how they see things. And I feel really lucky.
It's awesome.
To have found him.
I've been able to do that this year, whether it's painting in the alley or working on a project. And it's not to say that we don't get this high in isolation, because I think there is, like, if you're in your groove, and you kind of get lost in it. And I mean, I can pull all-nighter, not that I should, because I really suffer, but I can't, because I just get lost in it.
It's that flow state where you're just like, how did 5 hours go by?
But you can also, in isolation, be in your head and overthink, and the last piece was good. I don't think I'll ever do anything like that again. All those things. But those times working together in collaboration, or just in proximity of others creating, I feel like those voices disappear a lot faster, because you're just doing the thing,
Right.
Becca Day says, like, it's all about doing the thing, and when you're with other people, I feel, or have experienced this year, it's just so much fun, and the voices leave, and you just start doing the thing.
Yeah,
exactly. It's pretty special.
Yeah, because you get out of your head and just get present. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, I do want to ask you, before we do the last part, I do want to ask you, what do you think? So Colorado Springs art scene has grown, and it's grown in a time where it's hard to do anything. The last 6 years has been very difficult for any artist, any business owner, anything. It's a very, very challenging time. What do you think would help? What needs to change for us to get to the next us as an art community? Sorry, on the spot, the question.
No, that's a great question. Persevere is the word that initially comes to mind. I feel like, it's been hard, and I hope people can just hang in there.
Yeah.
Persevere, continue to support each other, continue to gather, and do the important work of just keeping community alive and supported and growing and nurtured. Because this won't last forever. I mean, things have got to change. They always do, and the pendulum has swung one way, and it'll swing another way. And we've lived through, I remember the crash of 2008, Great Recession, and just how frightening that was. Yeah. And I feel, are we on the precipice of something like that again? I don't know. But there's so much uncertainty and so much chaos, and I think all we can do is, stay loving each other and grounded, and encourage each other. Yeah. That, we've weathered many storms, and so we just got to continue to do that.
Yeah, it's a good word. Persevere.
Persevere.
Yeah. Thank you, my friend.
Yeah, of course.
Well, cheers. Thanks for being here.
Thank you. What a great opportunity.
Yeah, now's the time that you turn to the people in video land and tell them who you are and where they can find you.
Oh, God. Oh, my goodness. I'm Lori DiPasquale. You can barely find me on social media because I just have a hard time getting on there. I do have a DiPasquale Designs that I probably haven't opened up in years, so you can't find me anywhere but here at the Lookup Gallery and Auric Gallery, and then at the Red Thread Show, January at Auric. So, yeah.
Well, there are at least some places to find you,
You
so
can find
well
me,
done.
I-
Yeah. All right, cheers.
Cheers, my
Love you,
friend.
friend.
Love you.
Right,
So you can't find me?
you can find you at Auric
luck
or the
finding
Lookup
me.
Gallery. That's good enough.
Yeah, suck at that.
That was awesome. Where can you find me? You can't.